So many famous authors have turned to self-publishing at some point or another in their career in order to give themselves the boost they wanted to achieve the success they dreamed of. And I love sharing these stories. I'm talking about Brene Brown used self-publishing, Deepak Chopra, Andy Weir, Stephen King, Colleen Hoover. All of these authors have used self-publishing at one point or another. And so today I want to share my favorite self-publishing story of all time, which is actually the story of the best-selling author of all time. This author, this secret author who I'm going to tell you about in a second, he has the best-selling book of all time. But right smack in the middle of his career, he could not get anybody to buy his books. And so he decided to really believe in himself and invest in himself and self-publish in order to move forward. And I'm going to tell you who that is in 1 second. First, I want to tell you about a free course I have. There's a link right below in order to get a free course on self-publishing. It has 3 videos: how to finish your book, how to choose the best cover for your book, and then how to increase sales. I'll also link up that Brene Brown self-publishing story because I have so much fun sharing these stories. So in case you haven't guessed, the self-published author that I'm referring to, who sold the best selling book of all time in the history of modern history of books, it's Charles Dickens. So this story is a really great Christmas tale, actually. It came out in first the book in 2008 called The Man Who Invented Christmas. And then again, they made a movie out of that book in 2017 called The Man Who Invented Christmas. But it talks about in the middle of Charles Dickens' career, what had happened was he had 2 great successes early on, Oliver Twist and Nicholas Nickleby. And after he had that huge success, he did what so many of us do in many facets of life, is he started overworking. Everybody wanted a piece of him. And so he started just giving those pieces away. He signed on to way too many contracts. He overbooked himself. He overspent his budget. And he started to spiral into this place where the quality of his work, this is arguable, but people were not buying his books as much. Nothing was as big as a hit as those early novels. And so what did he do? He was deep in debt. He was struggling with his identity. Publishers wouldn't buy his books. And so what he decides to do is self-publish. He has an idea for a story that he really believes in, the first ever Christmas book. He decides he wants to sell it. And what is it? A Christmas Carol. He comes up with the idea. He writes the book real fast. And then he invests in the publishing. And in the 1840s, self-publishing wasn't nearly as easy as it is today. And so he really spent on this idea. I think one of the best lessons from this story is how much he believed in himself. And so he had leather binding and gilded pages, and he bought 6,000 copies. And then in the first print run, funded by himself, they sold out completely. After that, the publisher wanted a piece of that. And so they bought the book, and then they continued to sell it every year in existence that it's been out, which is going on 200 years now, pretty soon, pretty darn quick, in a couple more decades. And so I love this self-publishing story because it reminds us to believe in ourselves, and that it also really shows how sometimes we can feel insecure, like, if I self-publish, will anybody take me seriously? I have this very well-worn self-published book right here, The Meaning Method: A Spiritual Path to Writing and Publishing. And so, yes, it's a great way to start out, because at the end of the day, self-publishing and traditional publishing, they're all on the same path. They want to get ideas, get books, get literature out into the world, and they want people to thrive as artists. And so if you want to know about self-publishing for yourself, if you've got a great book idea and you want to know how to move ahead, sign up for the free course below. It has videos that will start to guide you along that path. And of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because every single week I put out new content on self-publishing, motivation, the craft of writing. All of it is right here for you. And I put them out on Friday so that during the weekend, you will take time to go for your author dreams. So much love. Hope this Christmas story has been inspiring for you. Talk soon. Bye.